The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily represent those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting group. Get involved with Access Fort Wayne and make your own television programming. Call 421-1250 to find out more.
Hello, me hearties, me ladies and gents. I am Louie, the Leprechaun. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's to you. I am the wrestling champ of the Leprechauns because I am the largest champ. Here's the belt I got. The champion fighting Leprechaun of Ireland. See, it's easy for me because I am the largest Leprechaun, so I just kick the little boogers down and yes, win the wrestling champ of Ireland. Yes, I am proud of my Irish roots. I got my pot of gold here. My pot of gold. Don't you touch my pot of gold. If you want your own pot of gold, then look to a rainbow. Follow a lad who follows a dream. Get your own pot of gold. And I got the Irish leprechaun hat. Proud to be Irish. Proud. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Proud to be green, mean and green. This is brought to you by Irish Spring. Yes, Irish Spring makes you feel great, like you just killed a British soldier. Oh, not everyone, just the ones invading our land. Yes, oh, I'm looking over a four-leaf clover that I overlooked before. Yes, four-leaf clovers, very native of Ireland, very lucky. The luck of the Irish, dude. When Irish eyes are shining, it's an amazing thing. When Irish eyes are shining, it makes you want to sing. Okay, I have some jokes from Ireland, my home country, Irish jokes. What's the difference between God and Bono? The difference is God doesn't walk around Dublin thinking he's Bono. Bono, famous Irish singer. Once an Irish priest was stopped by a cop, and the cop asked him, "Have you been drinking, Father?" And the father said, No, sir, I've just been drinking water. And the cop said, "What's that bottle there by your foot?" And the father said, "Oh, the Lord, he changed the water into wine. It's a miracle, by golly." Of course, in Ireland, a cop would never pull a priest over. Yes, we have too much respect for them. What's the fastest growing city in Europe? Dublin. Why? Because it's always Dublin. The population is Dublin. That is why it's faster growing. The Irish people just keep growing and growing and growing. Paddy asked this guy, "Where's your dog?" And the guy said, "We had to put him down." And Paddy asked, "Was the dog mad?" And he said, "Well, he wasn't too pleased." No, the dog wasn't too pleased. Mary said her husband passed away. And I asked, "Did he have any last words?" And he said, and Mary said her husband's last words were, "Mary, put down that gun." Yes, well, that's what his last words. Unfortunately, Sean called the Dublin Times and complained, "My obituary's in the paper." And the editor said, "Well, where are you calling from?" Yes, he didn't believe Sean, even when he called him up, that he was still alive. And I had to tell Sally that her husband drowned in a vat of Guinness, which is strong Irish stout. And she cried, and she said, "Oh, did he suffer long?" And I said, "No, in fact, he got out 3 times to pee." He was trying to drink his way all the way to the bottom of the tank. Oh, a true Irishman he was. Never iron a 4-leaf clover. Why not? That would be pressing your luck. Okay, thank you. Why did God invent whiskey? So the Irish would never rule the world. Oh, a woman brags about her son. No whiskey in 3 years. He hasn't cheated on his wife or looked at another woman. Amazing. And she was going to throw him a big party as soon as he got out of prison. Yeah. Why wasn't Jesus born in Ireland? 'Cause God couldn't find 3 wise men or a virgin. Patty and Mickey were walking. Mickey falls into a sewer and says, "Patty, call me an ambulance." And Patty runs down the street saying, "Mix an ambulance, mix an ambulance." What's the difference between an Irish wedding and an Irish funeral? There's one less drunk. Oh, we love to have a good time. Why can't you borrow money from a leprechaun? Because we're always a little short. Yes. Irishman walks out of a bar, sneaks out, thrown in, carries in, goes through the window, by default. Yes. What's black and blue and found in Irish Sea? Someone who told too many Irish jokes. Like me, maybe. Have you heard about the winner of the Irish Beauty Contest? No, no one has either. What do you call an Irishman who tries to break up a fight? Liam Malone. Oh, you call him a priest? They don't fight. Okay, instead of Canada Dry, we have Irish Dry, and everyone's trying to drink Ireland dry. They haven't succeeded yet. Oh, Begonia, saints alive, blessed Mother Mary. Okay, more to come. Stay tuned. Hello again. Yes, I have my friend the snake here. I had one. What's an Irishman's favorite coat? Green sleeves. Yeah, green sleeves. Yeah, favorite Christmas Carol, also called What Child Is This? Now, I want to test, as you heard, St. Patrick is famous for driving out all the snakes out of Ireland, except the British soldiers. They're still in parts of there, but St. Patrick, he drove out all the snakes. But I like to test my faith with the snakes. See? Today I test my faith with the snake. Lord, if my faith in thee. Lord, if my faith in thee. Lord, if I am in sin, if I am wrong, let the snake bite me. Yes, yes. He has not bit me yet, so my faith is strong. Oh, may the snake bite me if what I say is not true. May the venom poison flow through my veins and strike me dead if I am not a loyal follower of thee, O Lord. Yes, the snake, it snarls and it hisses and it hisses. It has not bite me yet. Oh, came close, though. The snake is the beast that led us astray. The snake tempted Eve into sin, and she in turn led her man astray. Bite me, O snake, if my faith is not true. But I fear no evil, Lord. I trust in thee. Yes, it hasn't bit me yet. Okay, I have a few snake jokes here. What's a snake's favorite TV show? Monty Python. Of course. What's a snake's favorite dance? Snake, rattle, and roll. Oh. What snake cleans windshields? A windshield viper. What do snakes have on bath towels? His and hers. Yeah. There once was a guy so dumb, he saw this box that said rattlesnakes. So what did he do? He followed the directions. He rattled the snakes. Yeah, that wasn't too bright. Snakes are nice. They always want to take people out for a bite. Noah said to a couple of snakes, "Go forth and multiply," but they did not. Why did the snakes not go forth and multiply? Because they were adders. No, they didn't. They could only add. They were not multipliers. What do you call a snake in government? A civil serpent. Thank you. What's a snake's favorite subject? His History. Knock, knock. Who's there? Snakeskin. Snakeskin's who? Snakes can bite. Yes. So be careful. What do snakes on a date do? They hiss together. Hissing. What's a snake's favorite song? Thanks for the memories. Thanks for everything. What bras do snakes wear? Cobras. Snakes like hiss words like hysterical or Hispania or hysterectomy. You almost got me there. Okay. Thank you, and more to come. Thank you. Now a traditional poem of Ireland are limericks. Limericks are 5-line poems. The first 2 lines rhyme, then the third and fourth lines rhyme, and the fifth line rhymes with the first 2 lines. They are usually supposed to be pretty funny and sometimes bawdy and inappropriate in some instances, but this is a celebration of St. Patrick's Day and all things Irish, so I thought I'd read a few. There was a young lady from Eden. On apples she was feeding. She gave one to Adam. He said, "Thank you, madam." And then they get kicked out of Eden. There was an old man of Nantucket who kept all his cash in a bucket. But his daughter named Nan ran off with a man as far as the bucket, Nantucket. Oh, a little more adult ones here. There was a pirate from Yates who could dance the fandango on skates. He fell on his cutlass, which left him nutless and perfectly useless on dates. There was a fellow named Riddle, whose hobby was playing the fiddle. He went to the John with a roaring hard-on, and the Riddle fiddled with his diddle. Maybe a little too adult. A dull lad from Istanbul found red marks on his toe. Said the doctor, a cynic, "Get out of my clinic and wipe off that lipstick, you fool." There was a young man named Crockett whose thing got caught in a socket. His wife was a witch, and she turned on the switch, and Crockett went off like a rocket. Yes, not everyone has this kind of humor. It takes a special kind of person to understand. There was a young priest named Cabot, whose libido was that of a rabbit. He kissed the young nuns and fondled their buns so well that he got into habit. I don't think he's a priest anymore. There was a young girl named Jeannie, whose dad was a terrible meanie. He made a latch and a hatch for a snatch, so she could only be had by Houdini. That's too much of a punishment, even for a young person. The Limericks form's not complex. Its contents run chiefly to sex. It burgeons with virgins and masculine urgings and swarms with erotics effects. Yes. There was a young fellow from Stoke who took a girl out for a poke. Imagine his shock when she pulled out her because she wasn't a bird but a bloke. Yes, I'll leave it to your imagination what some words that may be edited might be. There was a young fellow named Tommy who could deep throat a log of salami. It's amazing he spoke as he said with a choke, "I learned this trick from my mommy." Oh, I can't say he had the most natural child raising years. There was a young man named Perkin who was always jerking his gherkin. His mother said, "Perkin, don't jerk on your gherkin's for firkin, not jerkin." I think that jerkin is a pickle. Also green. There was a young girl from Cape Cod. She thought babies only came from God. It wasn't the Almighty who lifted her nighty, but Roger the Dodger with his rod. Thank you. Yes, it's kind of fun to look up limericks and, other Ireland is known for many great literary figures, Seamus Heaney and James Joyce, of course, one of the greatest English writers. And many literary things can be seen at your local library, along with Limericks and many great poets and novelists and dramatists, William Butler Yeats and Bernard Shaw, that playwright. Nobel Prize winners, many great writers from Ireland. Okay, more to come. Thank you. Yes. Hello, hello. I am the shortest man in the world. Shortest man, I'm only about 2 feet high. Just a short little man. That is, since I measured myself this morning, I may have shrunk since then. It's not easy being vertically challenged, so to speak. I'm always getting overlooked. People like to joke about me, but they don't want to stoop to my level. You may joke about me, but just keep it short. Yes, I'm just a small guy, just trying to make it in a big person's world. You have to hand it to short people because we can't reach it anyway. Yes, please hand it to us. We can't reach it. Okay. You big always like to hold things over our heads and watch us jump up trying to get it. Yes, yes, always making fun of our little people. Yes, wait till it happens to you someday. Let me tell you, God only lets us grow until we are perfect. So I got done early. And we short people are finished quicker than others, see? So we have nothing to be ashamed of, even though we are small. I don't think of myself as a short. I'm just down to earth. Yes, I try to keep a sense of humor, being vertically challenged. I look up to many people. In fact, I look up to everybody. Yes, people ask tall people, they ask, How's the air up there? How's the weather up there? They ask me, how's the ground down there? Yeah. Sometimes I get angry. People say I have a short fuse. Yes. When I'm broke, I'm caught short. Yeah. People say I got the short shrift. Well, at least I'm distinctive, being short. I'd stop short of saying I got short-changed. Yes, at least it's something special to be proud of, being the shortest man in the world. To make a long story short, which I always do, I haven't been sold short. I can stand tall, even though I'm small. Yes, people come out to see, oh, there's the little guy. Just let me get their picture with the little guy. I supported Donald Trump, and why? Because he cares about the little people. Oh yeah, that's really funny, if you believe that. I don't care about people joke about me, as long as the jokes are short. I mean, really short, like, that's short. Why shouldn't you hire short people as chefs? Because the stakes are too high. I can laugh about that. It's hard to reach, but I can just pay people to do it for me. Unless they're short order cooks. Yeah, then they can do it. Why did the short guy smoke pot? Because he wanted to get high. That's not the way to do it. It just stunts your growth. But I didn't do it. It just happened. What happened to the short guy who overdosed on Viagra? He's a little stiff now. Yeah, it's pretty outrageous. A little stiff now. What do a midget and a dwarf have in common? Very little. If you make fun of me, watch out, or I'll punch you in the knee. Yeah, you could get a real sore knee from me. Okay, thank you. Okay. I touched the breast of a big woman if someone put me up to it. People don't mind being touched by a little guy. They think it's kind of special to be touched by a leprechaun. People are always trying to put me down. As if I wasn't small enough already. They just don't like me sitting on their laps or something. I was depressed because I could never be a basketball player. But then I met a giant who was depressed because he could never be a jockey. Nobody's happy with what they have. What kind of cars do we drive? Minivans. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. People call me names like Short Stuff and Munchkin and Wee Man and Elf and Pixie and Little Guy and Lawn Jockey and Doorstop and the Low Man on the Totem Pole and Tiny Tim or Lilliputian or Pipsqueak or Shortstop or Oompa Loompa Doodly Dee or Itty Bitty Shrimp Teeny Weeny Pygmy. But I'm happy for what I am, so you be happy with what you are too. More to come now. Here we go. I am the Lord of the Dance. You can call me Michael Fatley.
We made our way, careful and slow. You taught me how to care. You gave me a life to share. We have strong love. You're all I need.
Oh, baby,
Strong love. Just
follow my lead. Oh,
We
yeah.
have strong
Love, oh, yeah.
It feels right.
Oh, baby, strong love. Make it tonight. Oh, yeah.
I can't
Oh,
describe
yeah.
the way I feel.
Working it, baby.
You made the best.
Spank me, baby. Spank me.
We should take a day off. Go far away.
I can't show you the full market, but you get the idea.
Yesterday,
Oh,
look at me. You know it.
I hope no one up there is getting too
I
excited.
only want to be with you.
Oh, we got us.
Yeah,
Strong love. You're all I need. Oh, baby, strong love. Just follow my lead.
we are
Strong love. It feels right. Oh, baby, strong love. Make it tonight. Oh, yeah.
You can always depend on me. Look toward tomorrow.
Oh,
Way
can
down.
you feel it?
Be by my side and reach for the sky. I'm happy
Oh,
that
yeah.
we'll never die.
Yeah, yeah.
When the whole world
Yeah, thank you.
let me alone, you showed me
Settle down.
not on my
Too
own.
excited.
We have strong love.
You're all I need, oh baby, strong love. Just follow my lead.
We have strong
Strong love.
It feels
Right,
right.
oh baby, strong love. Make it tonight, oh yeah, strong love.
You're all I need. Strong
Love. Just follow my lead. Takes a lot of guts to do this. Fortunately, I have to. Strong love. Make it all mine. Oh yeah. Thank you, thank you. Hello, 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 hello. I am the Jester, the Jester. I will have a few riddles, riddles to tickle your funny bone. Imagine yourself in a dark room. How do you get out? Then, it's simple. Imagine yourself out. If you imagine yourself in, you can imagine yourself out. What occurs once in a minute, twice in a moment, but not once in 1,000 years? The letter M. What is so delicate that even saying its name will break it? Silence. What grows when it eats, but dies when it drinks? Fire. What word in the English language is always pronounced incorrectly? The word incorrectly. Incorrectly is always pronounced incorrectly. That's the way it is. What has no beginning, end, or middle? A donut. Oh, this hat hurts my head sometimes. What can travel around the world while staying in one corner? A stamp. They travel a lot. What has many keys but can't open a door? A piano. What's black and white and red all over? Boy, does that have a lot of answers, yeah. What's black and white and red all over? A newspaper, okay. A zebra with sunburn, a penguin at Miami Beach, a panda with diaper rash, a nun who got shot, a communist skunk, or an embarrassed Dalmatian, or any combination of those. Yeah. What people are always in a hurry? The Russians. Why? Because they are always Russian. What is it that no one wants to have, but no one wants to lose? A lawsuit. Actually, my head is not shaped like this. How many sides has a circle? 2. The inside and the outside. What is at the beginning of eternity, at the end of time and space, and at the beginning of every end, at the end of every race? The letter E. Simpler than you thought. What room can no one enter? A mushroom. What is it that the more you take away from it, the larger it grows? A hole. Okay, thank you. What is always on its way but never arrives? Tomorrow. What's the most important room in the Bat Cave? The Bat Room. I got that from the Joker. What's the difference between Batman and a robber? Batman can go into a store without robbing. Not the Riddler or the Joker. What do Batman's goldfish live? In the bathtub. What happens when Batman sees Catwoman? The Dark Knight rises. Only in your dreams, Catwoman. What's Catwoman's favorite dessert topping? Hussy whip. Sounds like fun to me. How did Batman become Batman? He started as a bat boy and worked his way up. What does the Joker like to ride? His Harley, as in Harley Quinn. Why did Batman's date go badly? Because he had bat breath. Oh, my headache. Okay, thank you. And happy St. Patrick's Day to you.
The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily represent those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting group. Get involved with Access Fort Wayne and make your own television programming. Call 421-1250 to find out more.
Ruff. I'm Jojo the dog-faced boy. I'm full of love and joy. I'm a hairy man doing the best I can. I'm Jojo the dog-faced boy. Ruff. Okay, here are some jokes about dogs. Why did the dog wash his neck? Because he had ring around the flea collar. I just love to do that. You know, dogs are popular in Asia, especially with barbecue sauce. They love dogs. How is a dog's life? What drinks do dogs order? vodka and toilet water. I just love that toilet water. Why do dogs lick their butts? Because nobody else will do it. So we have to. It's kind of hard. We have to pause for it. What do you get when you cross a